Welcome to your final day of your 7-day Get Fit Free Pilates Workout Program for beginners. I am so grateful to have experienced the journey with you. Let's get straight into our final day. We are going to be starting in a lunge position in the center of our mats. I want you to bring that left foot out in front of you, and we are slowly going to lean into that knee, and as we lean in, we're reaching our hands up towards the ceiling and slowly coming back to stack our vertebra on that inhale. And we're going to do 5 of these, and lifting and slowly coming back up. That's 2, and reaching forward. And I'm sure within these 7 days of consistent Pilates workouts, your body is feeling like it's transitioned. You're starting to feel a change and a difference in your body, and it's a positive one, and I'm sure it's something that you want to maintain and enjoy. So if you want to go on to more of a 21-day journey with me, you can click on that link in the description below. And what's best is you get the bonus 7-day Pilates workout challenge in that workout program over and above your 21 days. Let's bring our hands down to the sides. And we are placing one hand on the outside of our foot, the other hand on the inside of our foot. We're leaning forward. Then slowly lifting ourselves up and extending both legs, and then bending and leaning forward. And again, we're doing 5 of these, and 2, and bending, leaning forward, and 3, and 4. Keeping that back straight, looking straight down in front of you. And 5, and slowly leaning onto that front foot, back straight, hands on the floor. We are toe tapping for 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and dropping that leg down, leaning back and leaning up and backwards towards the sky. Bringing arms into T-point and rotating your left hand in front of you as you rotate that right hand behind you. Keep pushing those hips forward and slowly coming back to center. And we're going to do 3 of these, and opening and back to center. And last one, and opening, reaching that arm up and extending forward, bringing both hands onto the floor, bringing that left hand foot behind you and leaning into that rest position, bringing your toes up under your feet and lifting those glutes up towards the sky, pushing your head between your arms as you rotate that tailbone up towards the ceiling. We're inhaling and exhaling, bringing that right foot next to that right hand, stacking that vertebra, leaning in towards the front knee as we bring our arms overhead and back to center. Again, we're doing 5 of these, and exhale, reaching forward and opening that chest as you look to the sky. And 3, and 4, and 5. Reaching up and slowly bringing your hands down towards the floor, placing a hand on either side of your foot, tucking your back foot under your foot. Let's inhale and exhale, extending both legs, allowing a stretch, and leaning back forward. That's 1, and 2. Allow that neck and upper back to stretch as you extend both legs 3 and 4 and 5. Coming back up and slowly lifting yourself off the floor, lifting that back foot, keeping those hands on the floor. Inhale, exhale, toe tap, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and slowly leaning yourself back down, bringing yourself back into that rest position, keeping both hands on the floor, allowing the shoulders to stretch out. We're going to bring that right hand into T-point, bringing those knees shoulder width apart, and we're just going to open the shoulders up towards the ceiling as we push that left groin into the ground and slowly down. And we're going to do 3 of these, and opening and inhale down, and last one, lifting up to that T-point, reaching up and over, extending your arm out in front of you, bringing that left arm into T-point. We're going to inhale and exhale, opening as you push that right groin in towards the side and back to center. And that's 2. Inhale, back to center. And last one, lifting up, reaching that arm overhead and coming back to starting point, and slowly lifting your glutes back up towards the ceiling as you push your head through those arms, and holding, pushing both heels into the ground, allowing that body to stretch out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bending those knees into a fury hold position, looking straight down in front of you for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming down. We're going to do 2 more of those 10-second hold. Let's lift back up and holding up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming down, leaning into that rest position for 3, 2, 1, and back up. Remember, when we are doing this, I want us to keep that neutral pelvis, and I want us to draw those gaps down that back, looking straight in front of you for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming down and leaning back into that rest position, extending those arms. Inhaling, exhaling, coming back into that fury hold position. We are going to lift those knees off the floor, but now what I want us to do is attempt to touch our opposite shoulder with our knees in the air, so core nice and tight, stabilizing that body, not slanting from side to side as we're working. And that's 1, chest touch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Back into that starting point, and inhaling, exhaling, squeezing those knees away from each other, then back to center. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Keep going. 7, 8 and 9 and 10, and dropping those knees and leaning back into that rest position. Very nice. We're going to do 1 more set of those, but before we do that, we're going to turn over onto our left hand sides, and keeping that hand on the floor, we are going to lift and extend both hips, and we are bringing arm into T-point and bringing hands overhead as we lift back up. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. We're doing 8 of these, and 6 and 7 and 8, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming down and turning over back onto that all fours, getting ready to lift and hover those knees off the floor, keeping core tight. Deep breath in and exhaling, lifting and hovering, inhaling and exhaling, getting ready for our chest touches. Inhale, exhale, chest touch. That's 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, shoulders down at back, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Back to center, squeezing those knees out for 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. And keeping your right hand on the floor, we are slowly turning over to face the other way to do that sequence on the other side. Lifting those hips, getting those arms in that T-point position, and lifting that upper leg, hips forward. Inhale, exhale, toe tap. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and turning over into that rest position. I want those knees larger than shoulder width apart, pushing those groins into the ground and allowing that body to recover, and lifting forward and extending that pelvis and opening that chest, and slowly coming back to the center of that mat and bringing that pelvis onto the floor. Your tummy and chest are comfortably on the floor. Neck is in that neutral position, and we are going to lift right leg off the floor and then left leg, and we're going to hold, keeping that core tight. I want your hands just over one another and your forehead resting on them, and we're going to hold knees together for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. Exhale, opening those knees away from each other towards the outside, laterally, then back to center, keeping those toes pointed. We're doing 8 of these. That's 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Coming back to center and dropping both legs down. I want your arms in a T position. We are going to look towards that left hand side as we lift and elevate that left leg up, and opening that leg as we look up towards the ceiling, keeping those hips facing forward and opening that chest, and slowly coming back around to do that same thing, looking towards your right as you lift your right leg up and over. Up. To do one more on each side, and up and over, opening that chest and that hip. Opening that hip, and last one on the other side, and opening, and slowly coming back into center. I want you to interlace your hands comfortably behind your head. You are bending both legs, ankles are together, and you're looking towards your left hand side. We're activating those glutes to lift those knees off the floor, and we're going to do 3 pulses by bending those knees. 1, 2, 3, and on that exhale we're lifting up, looking in front of us, then changing over to look in the other direction. 1, 2, 3, extending your limbs, and the whole time your knees are off the floor as you do your work. So you're making sure that your core and your glutes are activated. And changing over. 1, 2, 3, and up and over. 1, 2, 3, and up, and holding, looking in front of you for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming down, bringing your arms around, lifting into that rest position, and coming back down. The last little movement or sequence in this position. Let's lift both legs off the floor. If you struggle, you can do one leg at a time. We're lifting our legs up, bringing arms overhead, scaps down at back, neck in neutral, core tight. Let's inhale, exhale, bring arms behind us, and slowly back around. That's 1. We're doing 6 of these, and 2, and 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and holding in the air with your arms behind you for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bringing arms around, dropping yourself down to lift yourself into that rest position. We're going to lift that right knee next to that right hand and externally rotating that right knee as we bring that chest towards the floor. Allow those hips to open up. If you can, bringing your elbows onto the floor and slowly bringing that leg back behind you to do the same thing with that other leg, leaning down towards the floor and slowly dropping those elbows onto the mat as you externally rotate that left knee and lifting yourself into an all fours position, lifting that other foot behind you and staying in this position. We're just going to bring our elbows into our knees and just rotating to face the left hand side as we open that right part of our groin, and then changing towards the other side as we open that left part of that groin, and back to center, pushing both elbows into your knees and slowly dropping yourself down into a seated position. Now that we're on day 7 of our workout program, I'm going to give you a little bit more of a challenge. If you do struggle with it, modification, you can just go back to the workouts that we have been doing in the previous days. Otherwise, we are going to extend both legs, hands facing body, opening that chest. Let's inhale, exhale, lifting the pelvis up towards the sky, and then inhale to lower and hover. We're just going to do 5 of these, so work hard. If you do struggle, then you can bend those knees. That's 2 and 3, keeping glutes tight and core tight, and 4, and up and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, looking up in front of you, 1, and slowly coming down, dropping those glutes onto the floor, bringing those arms around, and ankles are fist width apart from one another. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, rounding yourself down and reaching forward and slowly coming back up to stack. We're doing 3 of these. Inhale, exhale, rolling yourself down, reaching forward and slowly coming back up. And last one, flexing those ankles, pushing those knees into the ground, going as far as you can go, reaching, 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 and coming back up, rounding, tucking in that tummy, stacking that vertebra, bringing arms into a T-point. We're going to inhale, rotate those shoulders and opening towards the left hand side, and then exhale, reaching forward towards that outer part of that left foot and rotating that left hand as we lean forward. Inhale, back to center, exhale, back to starting point and towards the other side and reach. Inhale, back to center, exhale, rotating, and inhale, rotate towards the other side and reach and back up. And let's do one more on each side. And changing over and reaching forward, slowly coming back up, back to center and reaching. And coming back up into T-point. We're going to bend those knees and hug those knees towards your chest. Another progressive movement. We are going to stay in a seated position. And again, if you struggle, it is completely all right. We are still growing, we're still improving in strength. We are going to lift and hover both legs off the floor. And we're pointing those toes and we're just bending and extending our legs alternately. For each side, I just want you to get a deep stretch into those hamstrings. And if you can't get that hamstring to completely allow your leg to straighten up, then just go as far as you can manage, as long as you're getting that stretch. And let's do one more on each side, keeping that back as straight as you can. Now we are grabbing the inside of our ankles and we're going to do the same thing towards the outside. And one more on each side. And coming back to center, dropping those feet on the floor. We are going to do rolling like a ball, but we are making it a little bit harder. So we're still rolling like a ball, but this time we have our knees pointed outwards and now the soles of our feet are touching each other, and we've wrapped our hands on the inside of our legs, resting our elbows on our inner parts of our thigh. We are going to clap with our feet 3 times. And to begin with, we're just going to roll ourselves down and slowly back up 3 claps. Let's do 3 of those, rolling back and slowly coming back up. And after this one, we're going to try to do our 3 claps while we're overhead, while our legs are overhead. So let's just do 3 of those. Inhale, exhale, rolling back, and 3 claps, and slowly coming back up. 1, 2, 3, and rolling down. 1, 2, 3, and back up. 1, 2, 3. Well done. Let's keep going. Last one. 1, 2, 3, and slowly coming back up and bringing those knees back together and extending into that tabletop position and bringing yourself arms overhead and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping those legs down, bringing those spine into stacked position to inhale and exhale, slowly rolling yourself all the way down into a supine position, bringing arms overhead, extending those arms, and slowly bringing those hands towards your sides. We're going to inhale and exhale, tilting that pelvis to lift those hips off the floor, one vertebra at a time, squeezing those glutes, digging those heels into the ground. We're going to keep our hips where they are, and we're going to hold for 10 seconds as we bring arms overhead, then back up to center. That's 1 and 2 and 3. Keep going. And 4 and 5. Keep going. Digging those heels into the ground, keeping those knees together. And 9 and 10. Bringing arms up and down to your sides, lifting those hips to slowly roll those glutes back to the floor. We're going to lift our right leg up into tabletop, and then our left leg, placing both hands on that right knee, drawing that knee towards your chest, stabilizing with that tummy. I want you to envision your knee coming towards your chest as you resist that motion with your hands. Deep breath in, exhale, toe tap. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 more, and 8. And dropping that leg down, extending it on the floor as you hug that right knee towards your chest to rest and recover for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping that leg down, lifting that other leg up into tabletop. Deep breath in, exhale, lifting that other knee into tabletop. Both hands are on that left knee. Remember, we're resisting that force of that knee towards the chest with our hands, drawing that belly to spine. Deep breath in, exhale, toe tap. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Keep going. And 6 and 7 and 8. And dropping that right leg down and hugging that left knee towards your chest and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing that right knee up towards your chest, and I want you to have a 90-degree angle in your knees, and we're just going to place our hands on each ankle and just bringing your knees towards the floor and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hugging those knees towards one another, dropping them back onto the floor. We're going to lift our right leg up into tabletop, and then our left leg, and we're going to interlace our hands behind the head to lift head, neck and chest off the floor, placing both hands on your right knee. Let's inhale and exhale, extending that left leg as we rotate towards the other side and place hands on the opposite knee. 1 and exhale, rotate and rotate. Let's do 5 more. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and bringing both knees to tabletop and slowly hugging knees to chest to rest for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Progressing that movement, lifting right leg into tabletop, then left leg, lifting head, neck and chest off the floor, placing one hand on each knee. We're going to bring arms up and overhead and then circulate them around, then back to center. That's 1, keeping that core tight, and 2 and 3. We're doing 6 of these, 4 and 5. If you feel like you're straining your neck, just drop your head, neck and chest back off the floor and slowly coming back to center. And if you're feeling strong enough, We're placing hands on the sides, palms towards the floor for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly hugging those knees to chest. Well done. That was a really good push. I pushed you a little bit harder, but well done. And if you felt like you needed to rest in between, I must be honest, I felt like I needed to as well. So it's really okay. Let's look from left to right. Let's wrap our right knee around our left leg and hug those ankles towards the chest. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and changing over and wrapping that left knee around that right and hugging those ankles towards your body for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and extending both legs onto the floor, bringing arms overhead. Inhaling as we lift head, neck and chest off the floor. Exhaling, rolling yourself up into seated position. It's been so much fun rolling around the mat with you over the past 7 days. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. As I said, if you're wanting more exclusive content, you can click on the link in the description below where you get 21 days of amazing Pilates workouts. And what's more, you get this full 7-day Pilates challenge for free as a bonus, along with our other 7-day Pilates workout challenge that we did last year. So go head over and take a look. Looking forward to seeing you soon.